Well, good evening, Missio Day. We have a lot of exciting things coming up for Easter weekend, and so I wanted to do a video announcement of the 3 things you should know about life in our church. The first one is actually related to this Sunday. On March 21st, we will be back at Woodman Hills Elementary School after an outdoor week and then an online week. We'll be back in person, so please RSVP to make sure that we can save you a seat. Also, this coming Sunday, we have the exciting new addition of another Missio Kids classroom. They're opening the kindergarten and first grade combined classroom. So it's been such a blessing to see how that ministry is thriving, and it is thriving thanks to the many volunteers we have serving in that awesome ministry. So if you're not yet serving, please consider signing up to join that team. If you are serving already, just know that we're grateful for you and know that your work is having a huge impact on the kingdom and the little hearts that exist in our church. The second thing we want to announce is our Good Friday service plan. So Good Friday is April 2nd, and we're going to have 2 services at Woodman Hills Elementary. It'll be a 5:30 service and a 7 o'clock service, and the reason we're going to do 2 services is so that as many people as possible will be able to fit into the gym instead of having to do an overflow room. And so at the 5:30 service, there will be Missio Kids provided for a select age, so you can RSVP for that as well. Those links are live. And also there will be a live stream available for one of the services as well in case you can't make it to the in-person. And so if you have never been to a Good Friday service at Missio Day, it's one of my favorite services of the year. It's so somber and mournful and reflective on the bad news of the gospel, the fact that you and I sin was so grievous and heinous that God himself had to come to die for us in order to atone for our sins. And so we will reflect on the story of the crucifixion, we will reflect on the impact of our sin, and we will partake of communion together in what's one of the most impactful services of the year. And one of the reasons it's impactful is because it helps hearts be springboarded into the next service that we have, and the final thing of the 3 things we want to announce, that is our Easter Sunday plan. So Easter is April 4th this year. And in order to, again, to have as many people in the gym as possible, we're going to have 3 services, an 8:30 a.m., a 10 o'clock service, and then an 11:30 a.m. service as well. They're going to last about an hour, and the reason we're doing 3 services is so that as many people as possible can fit into the gym. It should be an awesome time celebrating the beauty of the resurrection. It's the bad news of Good Friday that then makes the good news of the resurrection on Easter seem so much more impactful. So on that 8:30 service, we're going to have baptisms, so it's not too late. If you've never been baptized and would like to make that profession of faith, that public declaration of the internal transformation that you had in your heart, please email me to sign up. We'd love to get you baptized on Easter morning. And then at that 8:30 and 11 o'clock service, there will be no Missio Kids, but at the 10 a.m. service, there will be Missio Kids provided, and it's a great time for the little ones to hear the good news of the gospel as well. So with regards to that, the 10 o'clock service being the only one with kids and the fact that it's the time we normally meet, we're expecting that service to be the most full. So if you are able to take either the 8:30 or the 11:30 service, it would be great if you could RSVP for one of those spots in order to leave open the 10 o'clock for some guests that we might have to come worship with us. And that gets to the last thing. Please RSVP so we know you're coming, so we can prepare for you. But also make sure that you're inviting as many friends and family and coworkers and neighbors as you can to come celebrate the resurrection with us. Easter is such an amazing time. It's such a gospel-saturated moment where we can celebrate the resurrection, we can present the gospel in a clear way, we can invite people to put their trust in Jesus, and then we can see lives changed as the gospel goes forth in Falcon and Peyton and Colorado Springs and Black Forest and Monument and to the ends of the earth. And so if you would like to, we would encourage you to invite your friends to come join us. We've made it as easy as possible on our website, the homepage. There's a link to RSVP right there, as well as we have a separate webpage that you can send people to. It's missiodayfalcon.org/Easter, and that's where they can hear how to get connected with us on Easter morning. We're going to have some other fun things as well. Like in the years past, we've done photo booths and donuts and cotton candy. We're not sure yet how it's all going to come together, but we're going to do as much joyous celebration as we can at those Easter services at 8:30, 10, and then 11:30. And so one of the stats I want to share with you with regards to inviting someone to church, they've done research and found that only 2% of Christians actually invite their neighbors and friends to come to a worship service with them. However, they've also found that 83% of people in America who don't go to church would attend if they were invited. So only 2% make the ask. 83% of people would go if they were invited. So we would just encourage you to pray about who God is putting on your heart to invite to the Easter service. We'll make sure that you get sat together, that you can celebrate the resurrection with them. And so with that, I want to end just by reading a passage that we're going to be studying this passage on Easter Sunday. It's the beauty of the resurrection from 1 Corinthians. And in there, Paul tells us, he says, I delivered to you as of first importance what I also received, that Christ died for our sins in accordance with the Scriptures, that he was buried. That's the bad news of Good Friday that we're going to celebrate on Friday. And then that he was raised on the third day in accordance with the Scriptures. That's the good news of Easter. And so, again, this gospel-saturated moment that we have to be able to present the good news of Jesus' love to our neighbors and friends and family is such an important thing. So would you pray about who God's putting in your heart to invite? Would you also consider serving that weekend in one of those services as a way to help us create a space for all people to come experience the love of Jesus? So know that we are praying for you, know that we're praying for this Easter service, and know that we can't wait to see you hopefully this Sunday at Woodman Hills Elementary School, and then hopefully again on Good Friday and Easter coming up April 2nd and April 4th. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.